watching News 12 now at 5:30. Your news now. News 12 Now's Kate Blevins introduces us to those working to make a difference in your community with Kay.
Welcome back, everyone. We get the chance today to sit down and talk with Chattanooga's newest mayor, Tim Kelly. He's almost been in office for 3 months. He's going to talk more about the challenges and what he expects for the future in the city of Chattanooga. How are you, Mayor Kelly?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about how the last 3 months have been. I'm sure it's a whirlwind.
It has been a whirlwind. It's been very busy. As you know, we came in with a really brief transition, so we only really had 4 days, and that presented us with a whole set of challenges in terms of reorganization, getting staffed up. We missed the window for a June budget, so our budget won't go in until September, but we're working really hard to get the table set to be able to have a really productive 4 years.
What changes have you implemented in the last 3 months that folks maybe not know about out there in the city of Chattanooga?
Well, the biggest one really is restructuring government itself. We have reworked the whole org chart of, in some cases, what was YFD will now become Parks and Outdoors. A lot of folks maybe didn't realize Chattanooga didn't have a Parks department for the last, gosh, I think 6 years. So we'll have Parks and Outdoors department again, and the elements from YFD that were really part of more community centers will go back to being under the community centers. There's a lot of, that's probably the biggest one, but there are a lot of other structural changes that we're making that will really are just a realignment of priorities in government and should make things run a lot smoother. The Department of Transportation will move back under a general planning department, and that will also make things run a lot smoother. So that's been our focus, really, is again making sure we get everything set so that we can really move forward post-September and really start making a big difference for Chattanoogans.
Speaking of changes, you know, we're all coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic. How of a challenge has that been for you coming into this with, you know, a lot of the businesses reopening? They struggled last year. They seem to be doing better. More folks are going out to eat. More people are spending money in the scenic city, which is a good thing. It's
a great thing. And we one of my first priorities was hiring a director of community health, Dr. Mary Lambert. She's been great, and we still got a ways to go to really get to where we need to be in terms of overall vaccination percentage. You know, this Delta variant is out there, and the last thing we need is to go back into the tank, back into the ditch, you know, and have to close things down again. So we're still pushing to make sure that we get our vaccination rate where it needs to be overall. That said, I'm certainly glad business is recovering well, and tourists are coming back to town, and businesses are opening up, and you know, we're putting together a program for small business recovery and resilience too that we'll be rolling out in the next couple of months. So again, I'm a business guy at heart, so that part of it, you know, if that part's not going well, nothing else is really going to go particularly well either. So that's a high priority for me.
I understand. I know a high priority for you also right now is naming a new police chief.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that process.
Well, it's going to be a very involved process. David Roddy's been a great chief, and I'm sorry to see him go. But he's made the decision to go, so we'll have a national firm run the search, and it will be a national search. Of course, that will include local candidates as well. Clearly, it's going to have to be a careful search, but we're lucky in that we've got 2 former chiefs in Fred Fletcher and in David Roddy, both of whom left in good terms. This is not a dumpster fire. Well, a lot of cities, when they have to do a search like this, it's an emergency. There's been some crisis. That's not the case here. So we're really hopeful that it will be a very smooth, it'll be a very inclusive process. We'll have our transition team involved in that as well. It will be a long process, and we'll have an interim chief in the meantime. But it will be a very thorough process, and we're looking forward to finding the best candidate for Chattanooga.
Do you think it could be someone in the department currently?
I mean, it certainly could be. I mean, my preference would always be, all things considered, for a local candidate. But it has to be the best candidate for the city. So we'll see. There's no point in fortune telling at this point.
Thank you so much for joining us and telling us
me.
what's going on here in the city of Chattanooga. Congratulations on your first 3 months in office, and we look forward to many more.
Thank you, Kate.
All right. If you would like some more information about this interview, all you need to do is go to our website. That's at WDEF.com.